making money selling his course that was actually educating other people on how to do it. And honestly, the results I got from that course showed me how powerful it can be when you buy courses from people that actually teach you how to do something useful. So I really loved it. And ever since then, I wanted to not only do internet marketing, but create courses that actually help people go out there and take actionable steps to improving their business or start a business or anything like that.
Hey there, this is Neil Napier and welcome to this episode of MyFirst1000. Today I've got Stefan Ciancio with me, and Stefan's been an online marketer for many years now, and he excels in the thing that most people suck at, which is traffic. And he has been doing some pretty cool stuff with Pinterest as well as courses around traffic generation. So I wanted to get him on the call for two reasons. One, understand how he sets up his membership sites, what does he sell? And secondly, maybe give us a little bit tidbits about traffic that we didn't know before. So Stefan, welcome to the session today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Neil. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So Stefan, can you tell me a little bit about your business?
So basically, I started off a few years ago, and I just was enamored with what was going on online, and all the different things that people were doing to earn online. And I actually got started by selling stuff on eBay. And I remember I was looking on YouTube one day, and some guy had a video up saying how I make six figures with Kindle publishing. And sure enough, it was a video where he was selling a course about how to make money with Kindle publishing. So I actually bought the course, and I started making money with Kindle publishing, and it was really cool. I was like, this is awesome. But what I realized is that this guy was making not only a ton of money doing Kindle publishing, but he was also making money selling his course that was actually educating other people on how to do it. And honestly, the results I got from that course showed me how powerful it can be when you buy courses from people that actually teach you how to do something useful. So I really loved it. And ever since then, I wanted to not only do internet marketing, but create courses that actually help people go out there and take actionable steps to improving their business or start a business or anything like that. So that's kind of my background.
So in your business, I guess I get this idea that you implement first, you get the results, and then you turn that into a step-by-step course that people can follow.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not big on theory. I like to know that something actually works before I go out and tell people. And not only that, but I feel like there's always room for evolution. So if I do something that works and I show other people what I do, there's always room for them to then go out and create something from that, maybe an evolution or something that's like a variation of what I did. But I think just sharing that knowledge of, hey, here's what I did, and then they kind of just take that and then say, like, well, I went out and learned from what you did and I did this. It just creates so much more room for growth and innovation and all sorts of other awesome things like that. So
sure. So let me ask you this. What's your, till date, your favorite course that you've created? Maybe the best-selling course or the course you put a lot of effort into?
I would say that the best course that I've probably sold is Board Traffic Academy, which is our flagship traffic course with Pinterest. And, it's basically shows people how they can go out and start using Pinterest to really drive a ton of targeted traffic for free back to their blogs, their landing pages, their business, whatever they want to get traffic to. So
this is where I want to kind of go a little bit away from convention, and I want to ask you, why Pinterest? Because I'll tell you how I feel about Pinterest. I feel that it's all glossy images and quotes and whatnot, but is it more than that for traffic generation?
Yeah, so that's what a lot of people think. They think Pinterest is just like recipes and pretty dogs and stuff like that. And it's actually, it does have all that stuff, but it's also a really powerful traffic source for a lot of different niches. There's people in the financial niche, make money, internet marketing, dating, relationships, food blogging, all sorts of different niches that are driving tons and tons of traffic through Pinterest. So it's actually very, very powerful and very, very useful across many different niches. And it has that stereotype of just being like, pictures of cats and dogs, but it's actually so much more for the people that know how to leverage it.
Sure. And when you first started, what was your biggest obstacle from creating a course? Like, if you go back and look at that time when Stefan said, I can't do it, what was stopping you from not being able to do it?
I think the main thing that really did stop me was the thought that I didn't have anything valuable to offer. And that's why I kind of said to myself, well, if I don't have anything valuable to offer, let me go create something that's valuable to offer, meaning let me go test something, let me go do something. I don't need to be the best in order to show people what I did. And that's why I'm such a believer in courses that have to do with case studies, where you actually tell people, you're not selling them on a dream, you're selling them, hey, here's what I did. Do you want to see what I did? You're very upfront about it. You're very like, this is what I did. I took this action and I got these results. So I started doing things like that. And by doing things like that, I became very confident in what I was selling, because the way I was selling it really matched what I was telling people, they actually did get. So.
I like it because a lot of, let's call them gurus for a second, say, hey, if you want to coach something, go learn it and then regurgitate it. But you're right. When you want to do something different, simply doing case studies of what worked for you is enough to show people that there is opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think people like seeing the regular guy just go out and do something and it's exciting to them. And I think it also makes things feel more attainable for the customer. They're not learning from some guy who's up here and claiming to have years of experience. I think that detracts people from wanting to get results. But when you say, hey, I'm just a regular guy, I made $5,000, or I got 100,000 visitors doing this, let me show you what I did. I think people feel like, oh yeah, cool. Like, let me see what that's about. So.
I like it. And let me ask you this. So again, going back to the first course that you created, when you thought about creating that course, how long did it take you to make your first $1,000 with it? And how did you do it?
So truthfully told, the first few courses I did not make $1,000. So it took me a little while to get the hang of what actually did work versus what didn't work. So affiliate relationships were definitely very important in me being able to sell one of my first courses that actually did well. Secondly, I would say, like I said, just having a strong proof of what you did, showing people like, this isn't some another theoretical course, because I think a lot of people are used to the same headlines over and over again, especially in the internet marketing industry. Mm-hmm. They're used to the same headlines, and then it's like after a while it's the same stuff. So when they come across something that says, hey, I went out and did this and here's the results I got, it's different to them, and they say, oh, that's kind of believable. Those don't seem like outrageous numbers. Let me go see what this is about. Maybe I can apply this for myself. So I think combining the affiliate relationships with different angle in terms of coming into what your course is, that people are like, oh, this is different. Not only do I want to promote it, but people actually want to buy it. And then thirdly, just kind of like, over time building a blog where I built up my own leads from different traffic sources, and being able to mail my own offers was also a big part in being able to get my own sales, not just rely on affiliates. But, combining those three things, I think really helped me nail down how to get good results selling courses.
Nice. And what's next for you? Like, is a membership site, a course, the end thing that you're aiming at, or are you aiming at something bigger than that?
So I am actually in the process now of developing a couple of more updated courses now. I mean, as you know, in our industry, and for anyone watching, there's people that launch courses and then they launch something, they get a ton of sales for a few days and then they abandon it. I'm definitely now more so aiming towards creating evergreen courses, stuff that, I have 2 or 3 core courses that are really high quality, and I could just constantly get sales to those courses and update just those courses instead of constantly creating basically a new business every month and having to launch a new product. I'm moving towards that way. And the next thing I'm working on in addition to that is a software that can really help people. So I'm going to have a few evergreen courses and one evergreen software. And then from there, it's going to be about driving evergreen traffic, which still could include affiliates. That's absolutely a part of the strategy that I have. I want to get affiliates evergreen to do that. And influencers is a huge way. There's a lot of people that book in promos and they mail for a few days and the traffic stops. But then there's a lot of people like YouTubers, bloggers that get a lot of constant traffic, and one blog post, one YouTube video that links to your offer with an affiliate link could bring consistent targeted traffic and profits. So for anyone watching, that's another thing that you can go out and do. And that's not something I spread too easily. So that's kind of what's in the works next for me.
So you talked about courses that are evergreen and then you'll continue to update. Does that mean will you charge recurring, or do you still plan to release them at a one-time fee?
I still haven't. So most of them are going to be a one-time fee. But I do want to eventually have something that's like an inner circle type thing where it's like people pay recurring and they get like, if I do put something new out there, like first to get it for free or some sort of recurring aspect related to courses, not necessarily sell a course at a recurring fee, but I will have a software that will be a recurring monthly fee as well. So.
Got it. So you think also a course plus some sort of coaching, or like you said, in a circle, is a good model for recurring. So you have some extra value offered every month with perhaps one-on-one or group sessions.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it. I think one-on-one coaching is a lot time consuming, especially could be really off-putting for newbies. But I think, when it comes to someone who's new that wants to build some sort of recurring, a membership site where you offer some sort of, there needs to be some reason for people to pay every single month. So an easy way to create that value is to get on a call with them once a month and say, let's do a group call, and then keep them in an inner group where, like, anytime you do put something new out, they'll get first priority, or they'll get a discount or anything like that. So that's one way that you can build that recurring around your courses and actually get people to stay.
Sure. Okay. And let's talk about lifestyle for a second. So I know we've done a lot of interviews so far, and a lot of people that have talked about how their life has changed. They've talked about being more free, just in terms of time as well, and money, of course. But since you've been doing all these courses, how has your life evolved over time? Like, how do you feel now about being able to work from home, or in your case, a co-working space?
So I was the guy who hated getting up at 6:45 in the morning, go to a job. I couldn't do it anymore. I'd done it for a few years, and I was like, I don't want to be 65 and still doing this. So I love the flexibility that I've created in my life. I work from a co-working space, meaning that I can get up when I want. I could get out of bed when I want, wear what I want, go to my office when I want. If I want to take an extended break in the afternoon, I could take a break. So I love that flexibility to kind of work on my own terms that I didn't have when I worked a day job. And I think that, if I have a huge load of work that I need to do, it's kind of nice to be able to say, well, I can just get through this. And then when I'm done, I can go do something that I really, fun that I want to do. And it's just like, you don't have that flexibility at a day job. And I just love that flexibility that it's created in my life. And on top of that, obviously traveling, I've had the ability to travel more and just kind of not have to worry about how many vacation days I have and stuff like that. So it's really created that flexibility for me. It's just been really nice. I mean, there are times when being your own boss can be very stressful, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, I guess is what I'm trying to say. The flexibility it's opened up for me in my life is just unreal, stuff that most people would never dream of being able to have. So
sure. You're the biggest critic, basically, when you're running your business. And in a way, you have to be, because if you're not, then no one's going to keep you in check. But
exactly.
Let me ask you this. So a lot of people watching this, they already feel inspired that, yes, this is right for them. They want that flexibility in life. They don't want to work for someone for the rest of their lives. But they still might feel that, how do I get initial traffic to my course? Okay, I've worked hard. I've created a really good course. I think it's awesome. But how do I get people starting to buy it? So what's your quick tip or feedback to them?
Well, I'll say there's two things. Number one, you need to have some sort of blog or some sort of central location where people can actually buy your course, not just a sales page. You need something that creates some sort of social proofing. So if you have a website or a blog or something where people can learn more about you, over time, that website can become a central location where that will build trust. And then you just have to drive traffic to that blog. So that could be, there's so many different traffic sources. Like I said, Pinterest for bloggers is absolutely huge. And even the internet marketing make money niche is very big on Pinterest. So that's one way that you can start getting a ton of traffic to the blog, and on the blog you're selling your course. The second thing would be affiliate traffic. So, if you, in addition to creating your own traffic sources while you're building that out, you can approach affiliates and be able to basically, say, hey, let's do a revenue share on this, or, I'll give you a commission if you sell this. And it's just a numbers game. Eventually there will be affiliates that say, if your product is good, if it's good, there will be affiliates that say, okay, let's do it. I'll promote this. And then you split the commission. So I think those are the two ways that I would get started today if I was starting over with that.
I like that. And I think one can lead to the other. So when you have a blog, when you have some numbers, you can take them to affiliates and say, hey, look how well it's converting. It will convert even better if you recommend it to your audience, because
Exactly.
there's, bonuses and whatnot. So I like that. Cool. Stefan, just a quick fire round. I've got 5 quick fire questions for you. The
Sure.
first one is, what's your favorite book, or what are you reading at the moment?
So the book that I'm reading at the moment is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Bleep. I don't know if you want me to curse on here or not, but it's a book by Mark Manson is his name, and he's a blogger, and it's just it's all about kind of like deciding where you want to give your Fs, putting your Fs in the direction of stuff that you actually care about versus wasting time on stuff that's not important to you or your life or your goal. So it's really interesting. I've been more so recently into personal development, so it's kind of fit into what I've been kind of teaching myself about, kind of creating more freedom for yourself around like getting rid of like caring too much about your environment and creating the freedom and space for yourself to go do what you really want to do. So.
Okay, very cool. I think I've seen that book in the stands. I just didn't think about buying it, but if it's good, I'll consider that.
It's definitely good, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. So tell me, Stefan, what kind of music are you into, and what's your favorite band?
So I'm pretty big into like house music or EDM music, like dance music. I kind of, there's so many different artists in EDM. I like a bunch of them, but I used to be pretty big into classic rock, and I was a big Beatles fan and Zeppelin and Queen and all those. And now I'm just kind of more into the electronic music, and there's so many different big names, Hardwell, Cruella, tons of different bands like that, or EDM bands that I like. So just kind of that kind of stuff.
I was going to say, when you were in Dublin, I mean, you could have taken a flight over to Liverpool and seen the history about Beatles, right?
Yeah, I could have. I should have done that. But I'll be back over in London in October, so I'm probably going to try to plan something like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good idea. So you travel quite a bit, and you're getting into it now more so. But tell me, what is your ideal destination to go to? Like the beach or the mountains, forests? What kind of things do you like, or the city?
I think I like to, like, if I travel, it's nice to be like located primarily in a city where I can like go out and do stuff. And then if I want to, like, while I'm traveling, if I want to take a day and rent a car and go to the beach or go somewhere, I can do that, but know that I'm coming back to an urban area. I just kind of definitely prefer that as like a home base. And like, if I want to walk outside my door and go to a convenience store or something like that, it's definitely my preference. But taking the time to take a day to go to the beach or a day to go hiking, I don't mind that at all. I actually do like that, but I like my home base to be checking out different cities and all sorts of stuff like that. So.
Okay. And what's your favorite city in the world that you've been to or you want to go to?
Oh, man. So as far as like one of my favorite cities, I would have to say San Diego is definitely up there. One of my favorite. I'd say New York would probably be it's up there. I think there's things I really like about New York and things I don't like about New York. So San Diego is definitely more of a relaxed, clean city that's more what I like in a city, something that's not overly crazy, but pretty clean. So as far as cities that I want to check out, though, I do have a plan, not necessarily this year, but by the end of next year, to go to Thailand and check out some of the cities there, Philippines, and go there as well. And Makati, I think, is the main city there. So and I just kind of want to check out how cities are in other countries and do more stuff like that.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I mean, Southeast Asia is a beautiful place, so you should definitely go.
Where is?
Southeast Asia, so Thailand and Philippines.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Let me ask you one last thing here, Stefan. So if people want to learn more about you or your business, where can they go? Do you have a website they can check out?
Yeah, I have a website, actiontakingblogger.com. I actually have a new YouTube channel I recently started on there, as well as a Pinterest, and I have all sorts of social media. So definitely go to actiontakingblogger.com and subscribe to my YouTube, because I put out tons of free content on there that I've been doing, sharing a lot of the stuff I've learned over the years. So definitely do that if you want to check out more about me and follow up with what I'm doing and what I'm putting out.
Sure. And I'll take your YouTube link off of you and just put it underneath the video when it goes live. So I think people can subscribe there quickly.
Okay, great. That sounds good.
Yeah, that'd be useful. Cool. Stefan, I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this with us. Thank you so much. I really, again, it's been really, really useful call. I think traffic is something a lot of people struggle with, and I hope they go to your website and learn a few tricks that they can use.
Yeah, well, it's all there. So, happy to help in any way I can.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Take care.